Let's see how much has West Point Mamba Low-Kings managed to improve even from whatever they used to be last time.
Yeah, I mean, how much improvement can be seen from West Point Mamba Low-Kings, even from Savage Doctor, as they started off right now. This mid P1 is quite important for most of the teams right now. If you can hold on to a lot of points in here, it will be much easier for the remaining hill because it's more of a back and forth. This is sloppy hill that we have right here, and if you can control this so much, then it will be easier for the rest as West Point Mamba. DJ goes in for a triple.
This is just insane stuff coming through from the players of Doctors because they are getting those slays. In fact, they've got more than the players of West Point Mamba Low-Kings at this point of time. But the hill control, of course, to the West Point Mamba players. And we're still seeing if or not Doctors can try to convert some of those slays to the outside perimeter in terms of points as well. But the problem here is they can't get anywhere close to the hard point, even if they're connecting their bullets.
Yeah, the power positions are being taken by West Point Mamba Low-Kings so that they can prepare for that P2 as well. And even the high advantage of the second floor is prevented the Savage Doctors to get into that P1. So with both sides covered, or I would say one side covered by two players, it will be difficult for Savage Doctor just to go through. And that is what's happening right now. It started and that 1 minute mark, and it's already 10 seconds and no points being gathered by the Blue Team.
This is just West Point Mamba Low-Kings, the OG ones in full display of aggression. They're just slaying every single angle. Yopi's fully streaked up already. The guy's not even gonna bother torturing his opponents with the score streaks just yet. Kalo on the way as Furnace get taken out with a hunter-killer drone. And here comes Yopi as well. They're just teasing the players of Doctors right now. Racine with the backstab. Accidentally shoots the back of his own team member, but I truly understand where he's coming from. Yopi, PJ, they both step it up. 16 seconds to go. Everything belongs to the West Point Mamba Low-Kings.
Yeah, I love how Asfer is also trying to go for the spawn and control where they will be coming out to prepare for P2. But how much can they put in? For P3, rather, how much can they put in? Because they're almost, West Point Mamba Low-Kings almost at the 100 mark.
Yeah.
And though this is where things usually turn around, but with the power that we've seen from West Point Mamba Low-Kings, it might not be easy for Savage Doctor to really flip this because, as we can see, only a few points being gathered. But it has been averted by Savage Doctor. We might be seeing a turnaround right now, but how much more?
It's a great defense coming through from the Savage Doctor, but instantly, as West Point Mamba Low-Kings gets the back spawn off of Gas Tank, they execute a surgical strike, pushing 4 men into the hill all at the same time. Chaos ensues. West Point wins the hill, and now there's just no contest from Doctors once again. They're waiting for the numbers. They can't rush on in one by one like you just saw on screen because they just get annihilated. But by the time they collect the numbers, the clock is gonna run down. Doctors need to move on to P4, but it's the West Point Mamba Low-Kings that are on the early rotation as they continue to hold on to the hill as well. Playing two birds with just one stone. This is just West Point Mamba Low-Kings at its best.
Yeah, West Point Mamba Low-Kings not even giving away the scrap points. They want to gather as much as possible until the final moment. And even with that Freddy missing or hitting a few, will still be able to go for that rush. But as we are seeing right now, Sin is the guy who's trying to make it work for Savage Doctor to back up, coming in for the approach of West Point Mamba Low-Kings. Hopefully that is strong enough for them to cut this run. But Yopi rushes in, and Sin right now for the backup. The plan is still sound, but not so much because, as we can see, the plan is the plans of West Point Mamba Low-Kings more sound and putting it sleep what the plan of Savage Doctor has in play.
This is just back and forth in terms of how many players can I annihilate. The players on the side of West Point trying to compete with each other, and obviously PJ outdoing the rest. He continues to slay. This guy is a monumental structure within the whole organization of West Point Mamba Low-Kings, and it just seems like he's got no contest within this matchup. 33 to 159 already, and that's going to be a 160 by the end of this. On the reset of these hard points, the Doctors are being outclassed.
Yeah, I love the respect that they have as well in this P1 because they didn't step in the moment that it opens up. They want to wait for the rest of the teams to spawn and prepare for this battle. Thus, PJ was able to take down 2 with all utilities that they have, and it's only one guy who has a hold, but fortunate for them, full squad of Savage Doctor goes in for the rush. Good enough that they have one Yopi into this mix that's trying to avert this capture of this P1. But it's just back and forth right now for the final few moments in this hill, and no one has taken the grab of all the points that can be taken.
Yeah, I can't blame the Doctors for not being able to pull that off. The aggression from the side of West Point Mamba Lokings is just a little bit too hard to deal with. 16 seconds to go. The hill has been stolen away. One player moves on in to find the annihilation. It's got to be in the name of Yopi. Backstab coming through from Yuzu as well. Managed to trade out Susano to continue holding on to the scrap points, but Luffy shows up yet again, and the torture does not end. West Point Mamba Lokings close to the 200-point mark. The advantage is spawn for the P2, courtesy on the side of the Doctors, but nobody's holding down that anchor for the spawn. West Point Mamba Lokings move on in for a straightforward approach. Yopi with the claw. Up top, the hill has been broken. West Point continues the torture.
Yeah, they understand the name of the game. It's more of how they can stop anyone from rushing in that P2, but it has been turned around. Captures by 3 players from Savage Doctor is being done, but back and forth still happening as West Point Mamba Lokings has a gun and rushed in on this for the remaining 30 seconds. But Gary right now with the claw, just taking out 2 and might be able to control the remaining seconds.
This is not SpongeBob's Gary. This is the Doctor's Gary. Almost at the 50. Finally there. 208 on the side of West Point Mamba Lokings. They can hold, they can pray, but I don't know if a comeback is possible. But well played, Gary. I like that. You are definitely the fastest Gary I know in life.
Meep. Meep. No joke. Kidding aside, I mean, Gary did a great job in there to hold on to that hill, but not so much because a lot of approach, especially from Kalo or Cloak, who has taken a lot more in those trying to defend that area. But as we go in for the rotation right now, West Point Mamba, Yopi just holding on dearly on this next hill, and no one is getting close to steal it from him.
Yeah, PJ's just 1 away from 40 as I say that he hits that 40. Can he hit that 50 as well? As West Point Mamba Lokings speed runs through this hard point, PJ's going to have a tad bit of a difficulty hitting the 50 range by the time they close out this game. The rest of his team members are kind of playing against PJ, trying to hit that record. Yopi, on the other hand, gets a double for himself. They continue to torture them. 20 seconds to go. This seems to be an absolute unwinnable hill. 2 more players from the side as Fur goes down, and that is the hope for the side of the Doctors as 250 is hit by West Point Mamba Lokings on a pretty one-sided hard point.
Yeah, one-sided indeed. I mean, there was a little bit of light that we saw from Savage Doctor, but not so much the shadow of West Point Mamba Lokings.